Alright, where were we? Oh, right, Sister Friede being the best boss in Soulsborne. Oh. Right. Let's just start the video. Here are the reasons why Friede is the best boss in and out of Soulsborne. First, Sister Friede is a perfect analog to the player. Consensus on her lore holds that basically, she's akin to a version of the player who failed their quest and renounced everything, retreating to the frozen, painted world in despair. In one of the endings of the game, you achieve what she could not: usurpation of the flame. The painting is similarly a mirror image of the world of Dark Souls. As the fire fades and is rekindled over and over, the painted world rots, is cleansed, and repainted over and over. Except Sister Friede talks Father Ariandel out of renewing the painting, and she stops its cycle. Here's what I think. The reason Friede has taken over the painting and usurped it is that it is a vain attempt to achieve what she once failed in the outside world, to usurp the first flame. Rather than stopping the cycle of relinking the first flame, she stops the cycle of igniting the painted world. It is her supposed kindness which she bestows upon the residents of the painting she wished to protect. Note that some inhabitants wish for a new cycle of the painting, calling into question if Friede is actually protecting them when they're sitting there in pain, rotting with the rest of the painting.
Please, Friede, please.
In addition to her lore parallels, Sister Friede mirrors the player in her fight as well. From a gameplay standpoint, Friede's fight is the only one in which you fight a humanoid enemy of the same size, number, and power level as the player. I know what you're gonna say, but what about... Look, see? I made a chart. That proves it. Alright, well there is the second phase with Ariandel, and the third phase when she limit breaks and turns into Black Flame Friede, her fight is still the only time in the entire game where there's a full boss phase of pure human 1v1. Speaking of the fight, let's take a deep dive into the mechanics. She turns invisible and executes you. Right, onto the cinematics of the boss. No, but really, the fight is as difficult as they come and occurs at breakneck speed. The Wiki's strategy guide for the boss, which looks like this, likens her to a Bloodborne boss with the player on Dark Souls time. She dashes back and forth, jukes you out, turns invisible and jumps around, and switches up her attacks often. It was one of the hardest fights for me, and the satisfaction in victory was beaten only by my vanquishing of Midir. The fight in the second phase has the fast and slow duo aspects that many love or hate so much about Ornstein and Smo. Friede exudes anime energy with her invisibility mechanics and choreography. And, of course, you can't talk about this fight without mentioning the infamous double Fakeout. After a tough fight against her as she disappears, leaps circles around you, and styles on you with her scythe, this big chair-bound fella screams at you and suddenly you're fighting both of them, even though you very much remember seeing her dead body surrounded by a pool of blood only moments earlier. However many tries it takes you, you breathe a sigh of relief as you finally take them both down, and you're rewarded with a precious Titanite slab. But wait, why isn't there an Air of Fire Destroyed thing appearing?
What?
Friede is reborn, and now wields two scythes, one cloaked in black flame and the other shining in frigid ice. You die. I absolutely love this part of the boss. Whereas Gale, another 3-phase boss, has one health bar divided into 3 parts, you fight Friede 3 times. 3 different health bars. 3 different challenges to overcome. And that's a part of what makes this boss so cinematic, you know, besides the cutscenes or whatever. It's that same tale of death and rebirth, the tale of the ages of fire and the tale of the painted world, told through the fight itself rather than pure dialogue. The double resurrection of Friede adds stages of potent relief and frustration to the tense, stressful fight to make it a veritable emotional roller coaster of a boss battle, and I love it. It really is one of the reasons that this is my favorite. The double Fakeout and the tough combat make this boss absolutely unforgettable. And what is your reward for finally triumphing over the indefatigable Sister Friede? Only the coolest weapon in Dark Souls. It, admittedly, might not be very good for PvP. Come on! But, in the main game, it feels incredible to use. It emulates the attacks which Friede uses to destroy you, and fulfills that fantasy of becoming her well. I've done an entire new game playthrough in Friede cosplay, and it was fun as hell. The strings of combo hits instill a sense of gaming godhood within you, even though it only requires pressing 1 or 2 buttons. Plus it's a scythe, and scythes just look cool. Well, there you have it. Sister Black Flame Elfriede, usurper of the painted world of Ariandel, is the best From Software boss. At least until Elden Ring comes out and we can take a look at that redhead that skewers you. We might have to revisit this. But in all seriousness, Friede is the best. The reasons for her superiority are her relevance to the main game's lore and mirroring of the player in that lore, her evenly matched battle and parallels to the player in gameplay. Wow, really evenly matched. Wait. Her fun, fast, and challenging fight mechanics.
Unless you're a stagger weapon strength user.
Her fight presents a narrative in itself. She tricks you into thinking you've won twice. And her weapon is an excellent reward and it's fun to play with. Wait, I didn't even talk about the music!